Now, I am excited to introduce you to JT. JT Dorr-Bremme is passionate about the message of oneness with spirit that Quakers have to offer and the healing potential for that message in the world. He seeks to testify to this truth along with other friends. A prerequisite for doing this rightly is living ever more into divine love within ourselves and each other. This is a lifelong process with much struggle. He feels led to support this journey among friends and beyond. It is his hope that practicing listening to the divine voice inside ourselves and in the words of others will help us increase our connection to spirit, restore our knowledge of one another's inherent holiness, and help bring light and love more fully into the world. Again, I'm so glad to see all of you here this evening. JT, it's all yours.
Great, thanks. Hi, friends. I'm really glad to see your lovely faces here this evening. It was a trip to hear my words read back aloud in someone else's voice. I wrote the description for this workshop and that bio just in one pass. And so I did reread it to be sure that I was attempting to create a workshop that matched the description that might have enticed y'all to come here. And I think I did okay. We'll see. But there will be a time for feedback at the end, and so y'all can let us know. Um, so I would like to start us off with a little bit of a grounding exercise. I'd like to invite you to follow along with me. It's a sort of variation of something that I do myself, and part of why I'm bringing it here is because I don't know how y'all have arrived. It's the middle of the week and it's the end of a day. So we're carrying however many hours of experience in this day and this week and this life with us. And part of the practice that I'm hoping to help you experience tonight is about being present and attentive and open. And so I'm hoping that this little bit of grounding will prime you for that. So you'll notice I'm shifting my body. The first bit for me is to open my body, put my feet down on the floor. I'm sitting in a chair where I can do that, but your own version of finding your contact with the earth, such as it is. So feel the points of contact that your body has with whatever is supporting it. Feel how gravity pulls you down and that support resists, that there is a balance. Hopefully, there is an ease and a comfort in your body. If it's not there right now, see if you can find it, unlock some tension. For me, it's apparently in my neck right now. Breathing will help. Sometimes during the day, I catch myself not breathing. And I take in a big breath, and it sounds like a sigh, and sometimes it is. So I invite you to breathe 3 times deeply, and I'm not going to lead you through it. Everybody's body is different. You'll notice my eyes are closed. That helps me focus on the internal sensations. I invite you to close your eyes and feel the breath. And when you feel ready, open your eyes. Look around these friends who've gathered here this evening. So I'd like us to um, be aware that there's pastoral care available tonight. Um, I don't expect that there will be anything that I will present that will itself be triggering, but like I said, I do not know what you're coming here with and what you may need. So we have Sarah Allen and Leo here as people available for pastoral care. If you want that, send a message in the chat to Alana, our tech host. And if you have a preference about which person you sit with, include that information as well. And then we'll send you into a one-on-one breakout room for as long as you need. Um, that said, this is more about joy and connection than anything else. And so hopefully that's what we'll be experiencing a little bit of today. You might see me looking off to the side. I've made a list of notes here so that I can keep this part straight in my head. Um, I also want to tell you that the plan for this evening is that after I'm done with my little preamble here, which shouldn't take more than about 10 or 15 minutes, so wrapping up pretty soon, we'll do what I see as the sort of core of this experience, which is a set of 2 listening exercises. So we'll send you into breakout rooms one-on-one, and you'll receive a set of instructions in the chat to remind you, and so you'll have it verbally and you'll have it written as well. If you need help, you can always text me or Alana as well. And the goal is just for one person to speak and the other person to listen silently. Um, that'll We'll do that for 4 minutes per person. So one person will speak and then you'll switch. And what I'm inviting you to think about and to work towards is this practice of holy listening that was described in the description that Alana read. And there's a lot I could say about that, and I'm going to try to restrain myself. Um, Once I have done what I have set for myself to do here, I will open the floor for questions. I don't want us to get too deep into philosophical or theological discussions. Obviously, I have a sense of the spiritual underpinnings of this, and I plan to say some of that. But for me, it's really about a practice. As Alana said in the intro, this is a Quaker flavored experimental space. And so this is going to be about an experience and an experiment and trying something new. A new practice, maybe for some of you, or just a different way of practicing something you may already do. I would say that my sense of listening for unprogrammed friends is that it is or should be at least a central activity. If we are going to agree that the divine can speak through any one of us, to any one of us, at any time, that is a particularly open and hopeful kind of listening that has a lot of overlap with secular types of listening, but that comes from a different place, operates a different way, and is directed towards a different goal. This is not about listening for comprehension. It's not even about learning necessarily, except in so much as our divine teacher might be trying to pass us some divine wisdom through our interactions with another human in the world. This is more about opening your heart, allowing truth to come in through probably your ears, but other senses as well. And Leo will speak more to that when he leads his midweek. And allowing what you hear to al- allowing what you hear to lead you towards truth. So some people talk of what God wants for me, and I just use that because it's a single syllable and it sums up a whole lot. But it's a loaded word, I know, for some people. And so I want you to use the language that is comfortable for you. I want you to hear in language that is comfortable for you. And this, to me, is part of the practice. We are hoping to hear truth, and so we may hear it coming through in a message that is otherwise challenging, or that is coming out of the mouth of a person that we find challenging. But every effort towards understanding, I think, is bringing us closer to what God wants for us as humans, that we are working together in that way to build the kingdom on earth. Hmm. I haven't prepared specific words. I was going to allow spirit to move me to speak to you, and I think that's what has happened there. I think that I have said what I need to say. After we've done the breakouts, um, well, between the first and second, we'll come back here and I'll just remind you of the instructions. I find that sometimes with the passage of time and experiences had in the breakout rooms, instructions can get lost. So we'll just bring you back here, reorient, and then send you into the next breakout room. And then finally, we'll do our debriefing time here. And that'll take us until about 5 minutes before 8:30 when Alana will do the closing that she described. Um, I think that is all I have to say right now. Um, I'm looking at my notes to be sure. Yeah, I think I'll stop there and I'll open the floor up for any questions. And these can be, like I said, questions about the exercise that we're going to do or the exercises. If you have any sort of questions or concerns about, practical things, how that'll work, or anything else. And I'm looking at the clock. We might be able to entertain a few sort of higher level, more, I don't know, metaphysical questions if anybody has them. So um, I'll just take a moment, and if you could please raise your digital hand, that'll make it easier for me to spot you. And if that doesn't work, then just, wave frantically. Um, I am actually noting that we have a few people here who are not on camera and one person who is on a phone. Um, for those folks, are you willing and able to participate in the exercises? And if not, that's totally fine. I'm willing to fill in, and I might be able to recruit one of my friends here to do so as well if we need that. So, Alna, if you can hear me, would you please send
Yes, I'm
friends
here.
to their first breakout room? Please keep an eye on the chat. I have provided some simple instructions that Alana will hopefully send along with you. And as you head into this breakout room, I'd like you to simply talk with your partner for about 4 minutes about what interested you in coming to this event. Why do you feel like you want to be here right now? Um, and if you are not able or willing to fill those 4 minutes with words, that is fine. Um, practice sitting in silence together. And you can do that with your eyes closed or eyes open. And if you find that more words come to you, speak them. There's no wrong way to do this. Um, as far as being a speaker, listener, try your best to refrain from verbal feedback. That's easier with technology. You can just mute yourself. But part of the practice is attention and curiosity to what's coming to you. And so if you're formulating thoughts or words, it's harder to do that.
I put the instructions also in the chat. I'm gonna open up the breakout rooms.
Hello, friends. I hope you had a great experience so far. I know it was a short time, so hopefully it wasn't too abrupt an ending. Now we'll go into our second breakout room, and the intention will remain the same, but the content will change. The question for you this time to speak about is, what is your spiritual condition right now? And of course, our spiritual condition is a changeable thing, just like moods, physical energy. So I'm inviting you to some awareness of where you are at with that in this precise moment. That could include times beyond this moment, of course, that they inform us as we are, but that's the intention of this, is for you to question that condition yourself and share it with your partner. And this time, I neglected to mention this before. Hopefully, you caught it in the text instructions. But this time, the person with the longer hair will speak first. And you'll be going into breakout rooms with different partners just to mix things up. Are there any questions before Alana clicks the button? Looks like no. All right. Well, so we'll send you off for your next experience, then we'll come back for debriefing time. And welcome back, friends. So I want to open the floor up for anybody to say anything about their experience so far. And that could be reflections on your breakout rooms. But if you're going to do so, I ask that you keep confidential what was said to you in those rooms. Speak about only your experience. Don't relate someone else's story or experience. And bear in mind sort of privacy details and confidentiality. Otherwise, the floor is open. Oh, and I'll also say no feedback is out of line. If you didn't get why we were doing this and none of it made any sense and you hated the whole thing, I would need to hear that too.